Sore. Trying to get comfortable here. Pop-up live stream. Let's check our... Alright, service is strong. Give y'all a minute to show up. I'm going to go ahead and finish the metric shit ton of emails I have from last night. And I'm tired. Hey, Glenn, good to see you. I'm tired, so I've got to do this now. I've already almost fallen asleep twice. I've had a shit show day. And, yeah, been a whole thing. Hey, Vox, good to see you. And Beanie, always a pleasure. I was just about to message you, and then I'm like, you know what? We're just going to... Isabel. I was like, we're just going to sneak attack, and I'll just jump in there. We had a whole lot of stories and topics actually pop up today, and including, as I said, hey, J-Red, including the shit ton of emails that I didn't cover yesterday. And I've recognized over time, when I do a pop-up live stream, see, Real X, what's up? People just pop up like that. And I actually have gotten some of my best view counts out of my pop-up live streams. So let's make this thing our bitch, shall we? Or as I like to say when we go to work, let's fuck this day in the mouth. Everybody goes, okay. A little bit of, hey, Kai, good to see you. A little bit of backup. I was very frustrated at work today. One work, because I went to 2 works today. And my neighbor over there has gotten a new yapping dog. And this fucker, it yap, all fucking day. It doesn't matter what you do. I feel bad for whoever the hell is going to move into that house. So I took my speaker and I played Mexican heavy metal into the window. And every time they'd get louder, I would just turn it up louder. And then when that didn't work, I was like, okay, so I'm going to play Body Count, right? So I started playing Body Count really loud. And for those of you who don't know, they just yell about fuck this and RAPE that and all kinds of stuff. And, just like screaming across the neighborhood. My phone's going like, hey, turn the music down. And I'm like, no, I can't. And when I thought I would hear the dog shut up, I would turn the music down and move the speaker away from the window, and then it would start again. And I'm like, oh, this fucking dog. I said it earlier to Doug. I came in the house and I said, if I'm to ever go to jail again, it's going to be for killing that fucking dog. I'm obviously joking, but it's getting out of hand. And like I said, I feel really, really bad for the person that's going to end up having to live next to that fucking thing. I did. So then, J-Red, after that, I went on to, I listened to a bunch of crazy music. So then I started playing Viking War music. Okay. And then from that, when that wasn't all Taco Squad, when that all wasn't enough, I started playing I have this old cousin that I was raised around in Dayton, Ohio, that makes some of the most ruthless rap music you've ever heard in your life. And I mean, it's all just cocaine and crack bitches and stabbing a motherfucker. And then I'm, a bitch and dropped her in a ditch and just and so I just played that really, really loud until finally the dog went inside. I kind of knew that would do it, so I was like, hey, you bring out the what is it, just shit, I was gonna say sound warfare. Basically, there's a more technological term. You'll have to forgive me again. Isabel, I was just about to ask you. She had a fight with her neighbor about letting their pit roam around loose. I called animal control. These people came to my door banging, harassing, and threatening me, so I recorded those pussies. Good. Let us know what continues to happen with that, because I was kind of worried. I seen you commenting on someone else's channel. I wanted to say it was Canine Critic or Chef. Speaking of which, Chef had an incident with a dog that she shared with me. It was roaming around, and she came in, and it was starting to come toward her, and she said, hey, look, that fucking thing comes near me, I'm going to stab it with a knife, okay? I have the right to defend myself, basically. And the guy's gets all upset and picks up the shit bowl. He's like, oh, fuck you, and she's like, oh, fuck you, right? And so she contacted the manager of the apartment complex, and they're actually going to do something about it and go onto the cameras. So, yeah, like Fox said, nobody should have to tolerate that. What's up, man, all dogs? Hey, Jennifer, good to see you guys. And a huge shout out to Matthew Lyons and Jennifer for helping out Rosie, the old lady, yesterday. I really appreciate that, guys. This is what we do, get it out there. So I'm going to get on some of these emails. I'm going to start with the newest ones today, and then I'm going to backtrack and go back, and I'm going to try to make this shit my bitch. I told you I listened to a lot of gangster rap earlier, and try and go ahead and get this wrapped up, because tomorrow I'm going to bust ass all day, and then I think I might take a day or two off. Maybe. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I say that now, right? Fuck Fluffy. No, thank you for helping. Really appreciate it. So we have a couple things from a group on Facebook called the Pitbull Problem. It's actually a pretty good group. They cover a lot of issues, and a lot of people go there. So Isabel said, and I will press charges if this continues. I told them that pit ever comes on my property, I will crack its skull with a baseball bat. Exactly. And as you guys know, I warned my neighbors, I've laid down poison in my yard that's toxic to dogs. And all around. Now, I have a good fence. Not that these things don't jump over, dig through, eat their way through. We've all seen the videos where they eat through wooden fences and all this wild shit. Yes, slap it, flip it, and show it who's boss, Ashley. So I want to point this out, and I'm not going to point the person out, okay, for obvious legal reasons. There's someone that's been dealing with a loose dog in their neighborhood that's been fucking things up, killing cats and killing rabbits and pissing all over. You know how they like to do. And this individual said that they had encountered the dog and that they came at it, with some mace. And they were surprised that the dog, after being so vicious, was running away. And I was like, that's the thing I keep telling you guys. These things are real hard when they feel like they're picking on something weak, like a child or an elderly person or a flimsy man who's just rolling around. Hey, I'm not talking shit. You might be that flimsy man. I'm not talking shit. But when they're laying around, letting the thing eat them up, then that's what's going to happen. But if you show that thing that you're more dominant and assertive than it, I promise you guys, they generally back down. Until you have a pack of dogs, then they generally back down and they'll yip and keep jumping at you, trying to nip. Kick that motherfucker in the jaw. Use your steel toe boots. And as Isabel said, they ran into their house when I got them on tape threatening me. Well, good. As we all know, one of our best weapons, unfortunately. Hey, Oliver. One of our best defenses is a camera. Okay. And Bandle Dog says the mutt ran away when someone stronger came at it. Exactly. And that's not always the case. If you have a rabid dog, then they have less common sense than usual. But generally, these things respond to dominance. That's part of their pecking order. The more dominant critter runs the show. I'm the dominant critter. So from the Pitbull Problem, I've taken a couple screenshots. Hey, Viento, good to see you. I want to share with you guys. Here's someone from the Pitbull Problem says, so frustrated. As a friend says, pit bulls ruin everything. I am 2 years past a pit bull mauling, and I'm still incredibly affected by it. Out of the blue Saturday, beautiful sunny day, go to the farmer's market where 2 pit owners bring their mutts to a place they're not allowed to have them to begin with. No dogs are. The first big one walking right by my leg, and it gave me a jolt of a trigger. And only got worse when I found the second one and they began fighting one another. 10 feet away. Tonight, I'm looking forward to watching a new television program. I was getting right into it when all of a sudden, a wolf-like creature was attacking people. The sounds send my brain into panic mode. I had to turn off the program. This just pisses me off so much. I can calm myself, but here it is, an hour or so later, and I actually am still physically shaken. I don't want to be. Thank you for listening, everyone. People that haven't gone through this do not understand at all. Okay? So, a little bit of something there. Wanted to let you guys know. There's a gentleman right underneath there as a comment that says he got a small bite. It wasn't even deep from an ordinary mutt, and now he has PTSD from it. So it's not held down to just one animal, okay? And like I said, I'm going to try to tear through these first few and then go back around to the hundreds of emails I have and Isabel said, these sisters called me a devil. I showed them who's the boss. Sissies, excuse me. That's what's up. And call me whatever the fuck you want. What did someone call me last week? Buffy the Dog Slayer? I was like, wow. All right. All right, guys. Hey, kittens. Good to see you. So let's see. I was trying to find Okay, we're just going to go ahead and hop into this. There's a lot of news stories too. I'd like to thank T-Dog, Christian Bale. Let's see, who else sent me something that I'm covering. We'll get to it. Moni Tony, Shawnee sent me a couple things. I appreciate you guys. This one I really like. So we're going to start out with this, and then we have our comedy at the end. So this will bring us up for a minute before we go down faster than a girl after a six-pack at her prom, and then back up again. Hey, my son just showed up. Go on now. No, don't do that. Go play. Okay, yeah, take that pumpkin out of my room, please. I'd appreciate that. My son's been bringing all of his pumpkins into my bedroom. It looks like a damn harvest party in here. This is from the Daily Dot. This was posted October 13th, 2021. And this is when a Hinge date goes off on a woman for calling herself a dog mom. Okay. So I have to go down here to the read more. Okay, there we go. As part of an ongoing text saga involving a rude Hinge match, TikToker Kristen Beatty revealed what appeared to be a date's breaking point, the term dog mom. The TikTok series titled Maybe Brad, in reference to the iPhone feature that alerts people to an unsaved contact's possible name, tells the tale of her relationship with a Hinge match who was set off by the idea of pet owners comparing themselves to parents. Captioned, Maybe Brad kept going. The third video is the most popular of the four-part series with over 931,000 views and 137,500 likes since posting it on Tuesday. The TikToker explains in the video how she met a guy on Hinge who turned out to live in the same apartment complex as her. After they went out a couple times, she tried to talk to him about National Dog Mom Day. He went off. He was not having it. In a previous TikTok, she had put up more screenshots from Brad in which he said, I admire real moms. He also argued about parenting children is far more rewarding than raising a pet. Go Brad. Apparently, that's what's wrong with the world today, the TikToker continues. And then he said bye and continued the conversation just to tell me that I was wrong. You see, they're making him out to be the villain. At this point, the TikToker pulls out text receipts of their conversation. The receipts shows the man sends a barrage of angry text messages over her use of the word dog mom and the TikToker trying to end the relationship and conversation. Seriously, why dog mom? He asks. Then the TikToker tries to close the conversation again. Says liberal individuals have the tendency to consider animals as human. The match continues anyway, all right? So when they have a pet, they consider themselves a parent of that animal, whereas conservatives and those who are moderate like myself do not have that kind of mentality. Brad goes on. The final installment explains how TikToker's now former date continued to text her for days after telling her she's what's wrong with society, to which she had stopped responding to him. Most of the comments on the dog mom video make fun of her date's overreaction. Most of them. Okay? Folks across the political spectrum assured that they also treat their animals like family and found it odd that the Hinge match believed that it was a political idea. That is the most bipartisan comment section, someone joked. Others expressed concern for her safety since they live in the same building. That level of rage over nothing is terrifying considering he's in your apartment complex. These people. So, I couldn't help but get a kick out of it, and I knew they were going to make him out to be the bad guy, right? But, all right. Then Buffy the Dog Slayer is. Mothers just don't realize how their behavior makes us hate them. It's true, Beanie. So, yeah, there's the Facebook page for anybody who wants it. Of course it does, Christian. Thank you for the articles. Like I said, I had thanked you a couple minutes ago. They're sort of parents, right? Glad to see you guys here. Kai says when a mosquito bites you, you might get sick or ill, but you'd be completely fine after taking diet medication. When a dog bites you, just immediately die. Oh, man. J Red slowly raised his hand. I have that level of rage. I do too. I'm not even gonna lie. I do. I lose my shit when I see stuff like that. So, moving on. This one also came from Christian Bale. He's been at it busy today. All right, out of let's see, October 15th, 2021, Pitbull turns on their Phoenix family, mom, dad, and son attacked. A Phoenix family is in recovery after coming under attack from their pair of pit bulls on Thursday night. Medics who responded to the call for medical assistance said that the mother, father, and 11-year-old son were attacked by their male and female pit bulls in Sports Park, Phoenix. It is believed the family were returning home from a visit with their grandmother when the incident happened. The 11-year-old son entered the premise first. While the father was locking the driveway gate, he suddenly heard his son screaming in the yard. As he ran toward his son, he saw their 1-year-old male pit bull viciously attacking the boy. The female pit bull, who had recently given birth, so they're back there breeding these pieces of shit, also launched an attack on the mother of the child. The landlord, who heard the screaming, came to the assistance of the family. Using aggressive force, the father, together with the landlord, separated the pit bulls. The father was also bitten in the attack. It is not known what triggered the attack. I hate how they even ask that. I don't fucking care. The 3 victims were treated for moderate injuries and transported to a medical facility for further medical treatment. So, like I said, I'm going to try to cover some of these newer stories before I hop into some of the other emails. I have a ton. Okay, he slowly raises his hand. I'm still cracking up. Whole family attacked by the family dogs. Thank you, Banwall Dogs. Exactly. That's the way I see it. All right, here's another one from Christian. Teen accused of threatening Columbine-style attack now facing bestiality charges. As I said to him when he sent it to me, well, that escalated quickly. And the kid looks like a weird dog fucker. So let's just hop right into this, shall we? The date for this is also October 15th of 2021. A Texas teen accused of threatening a Columbine-style school shooting last month is now facing an additional charge of bestiality, according to jail records, after Daniel Dakota Weber, 17 years old, was arrested on September 24th for allegedly vowing to launch an attack on Lorena High School, where he is a senior. Cops got a warrant to search his phone. Police Chief Tom Dixon told the Waco Tribune-Herald. Investigators analyzed the device and found that it contained several videos showing medium-sized mixed-breed dogs having sex with Weber in a motel room, according to an arrest warrant affidavit reviewed by the Tribune. Weber reportedly told cops he made the threat on Instagram because he wanted school to be canceled for the day. Better ways to do that. And his bond was raised from $15,000 to $20,000 for the bestiality charge. In Texas, bestiality is punishable for up to 2 years in state prison. Okay? I thought for some reason that was one of the states where it's legal, but I must be wrong. Oh, so yeah, that's that. I'm sure we will hear more about this article as time goes on. Yeah, it's pretty sickening. Hey, Dog Free One Day. Make sure and check our channel out if you haven't yet. And all right, here's an article from a group that has a great name. I got this article from T-Dog, as I do a lot of my articles. Occupy Mall Street. How you like that? Okay. Let's get into this bitch, shall we? But not like that kid did with those dogs, because that would be weird. This is an older article, but it's definitely an interesting blog. I skimmed through it earlier, and I was like, you know what? We need to talk about this. And they also have some little icons up for dogsbite.org and some groups like that. So I'm like, hell yeah. You know, Darwin dogs. Pit bulls killing and mauling their owners in record numbers. Pit bulls are more loyal since dog fighters created the breed. These are just some different sayings. And from Charles Darwin, if alive today, he would study the Darwinian tendencies of those who volunteer to bring the dog men of Stafford, England into their homes. Okay? The Pitbull playbook is being translated. Some believe it may actually be a cookbook. We've all heard of the platitudes from the Pitbull playbook. Pit bulls are the most loyal. Pit bulls were nanny dogs. Pit bulls are highly intelligent. Dog fighters, cold, man biters. How does the humane profession ignore the bloody elephant in the room? One must go back to the mid-1980s when pit bull advocacy was in its infancy. A decade later, the Animal Welfare Act of 1976 had criminalized the trafficking of fighting dogs. By 1986, the humane profession set down a course that would make a tobacco lobbyist blush by pushing the "it's the owner" and unfairness to owners. Okay, making sure I hadn't lost my spot. Meme, which effectively took the onus of pit bull breeders to produce and sell reasonably safe animals. First, there was the "Are Pit Bulls Different?" study done by HSUS behaviorists, which produced this statistic. Familiarity with the animal also seems to offer less protection in the case of pit bulls. Out of 143 pit bull attacks, 19 involved attacks on the owner. Out of 135 attacks by other breeds, only 3 involved the owner. Then there was the 1987 Pit Bull Summit, Veterinarian Animal Control Symposium at Tufts University, which produced this slightly important public safety information. Pit bull bites are worse. Later in 1993, the AVMA Professional Liability Trust that published this document, The Do's and Don'ts Concerning Vicious Dogs, which was apparently put in a binder and used as a doorstop. Since the 1987 Pit Bull Summit at Tufts, over 260 Americans have been killed by pit bulls while dogfighting. Just while dogfighting, okay? Pit breeding, and this was an article from years ago, so don't get into the numbers here. Some of the numbers. Pit breeding and pit bull advocacy have festered into a $1 billion a year codependent tax-free economy. Thus far, the pit bull economy has not faced liability for the lives, limbs, and the sea of blood they have cost the public, not to mention the cost of housing and euthanizing an estimated 1 million pit bulls annually. Below is a list of pit bull owners killed or seriously wounded by their own animals. This list does not include children of pit bull owners. Those may be seen here. So they've got all the links. I'll have this in the description like I always do. Go look at it, fuckers. Takes me 25 minutes every time I finish a video to edit it all. Notice how many incidents where first responders must save the pit bull owner during a prolonged and berserk mauling. A suggested remedy is a Darla's Law, where pit owner reimburses the taxpayer for the labor of the rescue, the fuel, damaged equipment, and ammunition expenditures. Keep in mind, every time a police officer shoots a pit bull off of its owner, there's normally 2 weeks of paperwork for the in-line of duty investigation. Darla's Law would require pit bull owners to reimburse communities for their rescue costs. And when adopting or buying a new dog, keep these funerals and life-changing shreddings in mind when the pit pushers try to guilt you into taking a pity home. Rest assured they will be AWOL when the 6-figure medical bills are due. Okay? So now they go through some different charts and everything, and they do a really good job of laying this out. Like I said, I'm going to throw all this up into the article, but right now they go into "We were pit bull people." And these were owners killed by Canis Mollis Maximus, aka the pit bull. Okay? And so they just show this graph. No need for me to explain it to you. If you really want to see it, you go take a look. And this is from consenting adult pit bull owners that are heavily contributing to the rise of the death by breed rate in the United States. Okay? Adult pit bull owners were killed, exceeding the annual number and committed by the entire U.S. population in the 1970s. All right. Here we go. They list a couple things off. Man that raised pits for 15 years. He comes home in December of 2013 to find his pit-owning mother Darwinated, as they call it. December 2013, Leeds, England, 27-year-old mother of 4 killed by her Stafford Shredder. I like how they did that. And her illegal pit bull. 15 police officers responded to the bloodbath. November 2013, Botswana, 30-year-old able-bodied police officer is pulled down and gripped by his own dogs and dies the following day from his injuries. And I'm only going to read some of these. November 2013, Baltimore, Maryland, 56-year-old Nutress, pit bull, I love the words they're using here, ignores the state Supreme Court ruling and has to be rescued by police after being attacked by her own pet pit bull. Later died in the hospital from her injuries. The story said she had been attacked at least 3 previous times, and the city shelter had given the animal back to her every single time. Okay? July of 2013, Panama, 79-year-old man attacked by his own pit bull. Hemet, California, 2013. Elsie Grace mauled to death at a Motel 6. The victim had a great deal of trauma in her body, and according to Hemet Police, Lieutenant Dwayne Weishart, apparently Grace and her son were staying at the motel because they were in the process of relocating to Hemet, and her unnamed son was away at the time of the deadly attack. Thank goodness. Prescott, Arizona, September 2012. 45-year-old woman found dead with severe damage to her legs from her pit bulls, of which had a bite history. Now, this goes on and on and on, and we're going to stop with that in the sake of saving more time. But you guys see what I'm saying? They called her a nutress. I was like, oh boy. Oh, man. Bestiality is legal in a few states. I actually even talk about it in my video about bestiality and zoophilia box. So, yeah, there's a couple. I thought actually Texas was one of them. Apparently, it's not. DFOD, I like the short. Dog free one day. That works out. I like that. The Pitbull playbook. Let's see. Someone made a TikTok thanking God for dogs, and people were going off on those people in the comments saying that that they were man-made wolves and then made dogs. She's got a great point. Annabelle says Humane Society is a scam. All of them are infiltrated by best friends people. Plus, HSUS sucks all on its own. True words right there. Public safety? What's that? Yes. All right. Let me get past some of these comments here. Ryan S. says, September 29th, 2019, my friend Morgan Creighton killed by her own pit bull in Virginia. I'm sorry to hear that, Ryan. If I was to give a date, talk about my friend just recently that was bitten in the face by a pit bull. Not only they keep buying these things, why do they keep defending them? Or like Vox just said, which is a huge question of mine, why do you keep defending these things that keep hurting people? Oh, I believe you, Ryan. In fact, I get someone to Google it and send it to me. I'll Google it and put it into my, I'm going to put it in here and I'll look it up later because I've got to tear through all of this. And what I will do, Ryan, is cover that on the next, yep, it came up too. I will cover that on, she was a very pretty girl. I'm really sorry to hear that. I will cover that on the next video because I actually like to go through the articles and make sure, I have a little bit of knowledge about what I'm talking about. I'm very sorry for your loss. Speaking of which, guys, Kenny hasn't been with us because his mother passed away the other day. So everybody, whatever it is that you do, if you pray or you send love and energy or whatever you do, keep Kenny in your thoughts, by the way. So let's hop back into these emails since I got to get through this shit today. There's a lot of it, okay? So, here we go. Another one. I got this one also from T-Dog. Lawrence County woman hospitalized after brutal pit bull attack. She says, Are you involved in a family matter? Made it go away. I could feel their breath like when they would grab my throat. I really did not think I was going to make it. That's what she said in the main headline, okay? October 15th of 2021, Lawrence County. Let's see. That might be Alberta. I believe so. We'll get into it. Maybe. We'll get into it. On October 4th, 36-year-old Patty Jo Green's life was changed unexpectedly while taking a walk on County Road. One pit bull started to approach her and began cornering her near a ditch. As soon as I hit the ground, that's when the other ones came after me, and they were all on me. I fought for like 6 minutes, and then I just realized I was still in the ditch, and I needed to be up and in the road in case someone came by, they could see me. She says a lady found her in the road and began honking her horn to get the pit bulls away. Green underwent a 5-hour surgery, 2 blood transfusions, and has 91 puncture wounds. She has another surgery set for Saturday. I remember everything. Like I could feel their breath when they would grab my throat. I would take my hand or fingernail trying to get them off of me, but they just kept on. I really did not think I was going to make it. On top of her physical injuries, Green is absolutely traumatized. I still have nightmares. I see these dogs like coming after me. I mean, it could have been somebody's kid. The Lawrence County Sheriff's Office is investigating it. They say 3 dogs have been euthanized, but Green says 5 dogs were attacking her. The Sheriff's Office say there may have been additional dogs, and an investigator is following up on this. I really just wish there were a leash law, she says. I love dogs, but I would not want this on anybody. Okay, I just got to say, I don't know how the fuck anyone can continue loving these things after this shit. When you've lost a friend or a family member or you've been attacked yourself. How do you go on defending these things? This is like, I always say, this is just like a domestic violence victim. And this woman's got, it could be a woman or a man, but whatever. This woman's got this abusive boyfriend, and he's been fucking her up and fucking up the kids and hurting everybody. And she just keeps defending him. And you can come over to the house and be like, oh man, what happened to your eye? And she, oh, well, it was Frank, but it's not his fault. I upset him. And, and they'll just keep the motherfucker around and keep defending him until one day, something will change and they eventually will turn on their attacker and be like, oh, I wish I'd have never been around Frank. It was bad. Why did I let him around my children? Like I said, I'm just going to turn into a wild ass pit bull and go tearing ass up and down the street, fucking things up one day. Stockholm syndrome. There's another good way of putting it, Ryan S. That's what I'm like. To me, it's just this is fucking mental. Ryan says, it was a shock to me. I'd been following these attacks about 6 months earlier. Yeah, I will never understand this. People have stopped loving themselves and others. Dog Free One Day has a very good point. Gling, I told you, when I do turn into a pit bull and start attacking everything, you guys start a GoFundMe and get rich. Christian Bale says, I think it's emotional thinking with a lack of logical thinking. You're a smart ninja, man. Smart ninja. Okay, so here's another one. Passerby helps break up pit bull attack off of the roadway. And these last couple articles were all published October 15th. So like I said, it just kind of stacked up. So yeah, October 15th, Gates Mills, Ohio. A 53-year-old resident was cited for animals at large. And this October 6th, after his pit bull attacked a woman and her dog while they were walking. A motorist witnessed the incident and stopped to assist in breaking up the attack. The victim's dog survived and was taken to a veterinarian for treatment. An alarm sounded. Wait a minute. Different story. Yep, it went on to another story. That's how big this story is, like this big. But if it was a story about someone hurting a dog, article would be this fucking long. Ugh. All right, moving on. Okay, there's our comedy. We're going to save that. This also came from T-Dog, and if I am correct from reading this, you guys know how, what's that Russell Brand bastard? He's got this fucking dog that keeps attacking shit. It killed the wallaby, if you remember me reading the story about that. And the dog is still alive, and he always does a real good job of playing the victim and acting like he's really sad and tells, oh my God, I can't believe Fluffy killed something. And then he just takes Fluffy home and feeds him again, right? I believe this would be, nope, it's not the related one. I do have another one somewhere. Either way, just wanted to point that out. Swan reunited with cygnets after dog attack. A swan, which was injured in a dog attack, has been reunited with its cygnets after being treated at a wildlife sanctuary. The male swan had raised its young alone after their mother was injured by a fishing line and had to be euthanized. That's the saddest damn thing I've heard all by itself, but his horror story wasn't over because he got attacked by a fucking dog. People local to the Lascaux Dam in Derbyshire helped to feed the cygnets for 4 days while the male swan was treated for an injury to its beak as it was attacked by a fucking dog. It's always lovely to see them go back to the wild, especially in this case after mom had been euthanized. All dogs should be kept on leash around wildlife. They should all be on leashes. In fact, they shouldn't even fucking exist. But hey, nobody's asking me, so, xylitol doggy treats. I just explained that to someone earlier. And I was like, well, fuck all that other work you're doing. I know. So this male swan has been raising its babies by itself after, hey, Rational Cleanliness, good to see you. He is a douchebag, Gling. I hate that guy. Russell Brand is a vegan. The vegan cult is intertwined ridiculously with dog adoption. Makes no sense. Exactly, Annabelle. And we have a couple vegans on here that it pisses them off to no end because they're like, when did this turn into this whole thing where if you're a vegan, you're into keeping dogs, which is barbaric as fuck and is no better than eating caged animals and all this other shit. So, yeah. Moving on. All right. This one came from the Pitbull problem as well, I believe. Oh, no. Okay. Another group that I'm not going to name because they're assholes and they piss me off, but that's not the point. Um, hey. What about the children? Yeah. Rest in peace, beautiful Bo Rutlig. I'm so relieved your mommy is saving lives in your honor. I'm so sorry she believed the greedy people who lied to her by saying pit bull breeds are safe pets. It's blood on their hands. Considering one, then consider this your warning. I don't think you will want to go on knowing your selfish choice of owning the most murderous breed out of literally hundreds of others was put above that of the life of your child. And this came from the woman, dear pit bull owners, as the mother of Bo Isaac, who was killed by our family pit bull. Kissy Face was the fucking dog's name. I just want to say that I have PTSD from that horrific event. I'm constantly in pain, and I'm numbing my way through life. Bella, Bo's sister, isn't doing much better and finds her own ways to cope and escape. Owning that dog based off of the lie that it's how they were raised is a tragic misconception. It's not worth trying to live life as the Walking Dead when you can just choose a safer breed, or there are many to choose from. Don't become like me, a hashtag zombie. Life ain't a bitch until your heart drifts away into heaven and you're left to live in hell on earth, the agony of guilt, regret, and combating horrific images on an hourly basis. Just say no to pits. Note, unless you have a dead kid, then go sit and spin with any negative comments you may have. Ball them up and stick them somewhere where nobody else cares to go near or in. If my post offends you, then continue playing Russian roulette with your loved ones' lives. This woman learned the hard way. And here's the thing. That's the kind of reaction I expect people to have when something terrible happens. You're supposed to be full of anger and rage. You're supposed to not just sit back and go, I'd like my dog back now, like so many of these people do. Pissy face, that's great. And so many people, they want the dog back. They don't care about the child. And it's just, I'm glad to see there are some people, it's like it was like a snuff film. Yeah. Rational Cleanliness has a channel you guys should check out, but buyer beware. He has a video up. He or she, I'm sorry if I'm calling you by the wrong gender and that offends you. If you go to her channel and you watch this video, I had a permanent scowl on my face. I got some extra wrinkles last night. It's disgusting. Okay, but it's needed because it puts the dogs eating shit. Well, I said both genders, so you said I'm right. You got to tell us, I said a dude. I thought you were a dude. You came off as a dude, but I'm not sure. Sometimes I come off as a dude. So he puts the videos of the dogs eating shit and splices it, and then next to it is dogs making out with their owners. And it goes on for about 14 and a half minutes like that, and I just, it got worse and worse with every frame. Okay, thank you. I thought I said he first. He's a dude. He is a sick motherfucker that knows how to make a good video because as horrific as it is to watch, it was a perfect representation of how sick these fucking dog owners. Woo! It did. I was like, as the video went on, that I had these permanent lines on my face. Okay, guys, let's talk real quick about Rosie before I hop into the rest of the emails. So you guys, there's this woman that was attacked by a family member's dog. It wasn't hers, a family member's dog. She is in desperate need of help with her medical bills, okay? And let me read you a little bit about her, and I'm going to hop back into my other emails. And Beanie, if you could throw up the link, that would be fantastic. He said she's kind, caring, and compassionate, and a heart of gold. They grew up, they never had to worry. She had everything and made sure they were taken care of. She went without so that they didn't have to. She was always there no matter what. We never doubted a second that she loved us. We oftentimes had friends who stayed with us because of situations they faced in their homes. And Mom always welcomed them with open arms, warm meals, and the love that they needed. So we all began to call her Mama Rose. She birthed 6 children, has raised and mothered many more throughout the years. A proud grandmother. And she has 4 great grandkids and 11 grandchildren. Loves each and every one of them. She's a great mother and grandma. Let me get into what happened, okay? Our precious mama was horrendously attacked by a family member's dog 2 weeks ago. The dog was shot and killed. I got that confirmation today. All right. She is currently at the hospital. She suffered over 31 wounds to both of her legs, feet, arms, abdomen, face, neck, and hands. She has had 10 plus blood transfusions. Our older sister, Lori, was attacked as she courageously fought off the almost 200-pound dog and saved our mother's life. Lori is now at home recovering from wounds to her face and neck. She has a long road of emotional and psychological recovery ahead. Mom has 3 wound vacs and so many staples we can't count them. She had to go into emergency surgery during her stay at the hospital. She suffered a perforated colon and became septic. Surgery was high risk, but she made it. Goes to show how tough this woman is. She's currently on a ventilator, IV nutrition, and a hefty dose of pain meds so she can rest and heal. Her upper left arm has flesh and muscle tissue missing and severe tissue and muscle damage. Her right leg and thigh also have tissue and muscle damage. Right now, Rose's home isn't fit for her to return to as it sits. She's going to need several modifications for mobility because she used to be walking around and be normal, and now she can't. She needs ramps and rails put into her house. We have secured a walk-in tub. We need to remove the old shower and tub combo. She's going to need a wheelchair to get around. No donation is too small. If you cannot afford to donate money, labor donations are also appreciated to get the work done necessary, which I had looked into because I was like, yo, I would love to help. You know what I'm saying? I'll show up and do some badass work, but they're not near me. Okay? So, as I'm sure Beanie has thrown up the link while I wasn't looking. Of course she did. You guys, Hans, hey, what's up? If you can even donate this lady $2.50, every little bit adds up. And if you happen to live in their area, stop being a wuss and go help, you pussies. If you see a mutt running loose, speak out. Exactly. So just a little something to think about if you have the time and effort or whatever else, kind of remember that kind of stuff. All right, now we're going way back to the beginning of the emails. This comes from Vice News, and this was from October 4th of 2021. Watch how riots were once fought over street dogs. There was a time when bounty hunters were paid handsomely to kill street dogs. Rest is History is a show about all the weird stuff from the past they've never taught you in school. They say Mumbai is a city that never sleeps. When it does fitfully slumber in the golden glow of its streetlights, its four-legged citizens take over. Stray dogs. I gotta get my water. Ow, my knee. As present in metropolitan India as a roadside temple and a killer pothole, are not just bum-wagging, motorbike-chasing animals. They routinely make the papers as those that have saved the lives of babies or adults. They're also in stories they've been mercilessly beaten to death, deliberately run over, and buried alive. They are both loved and despised, even feared. But while canines have been polarizing the country for decades now, it turns out they also unwittingly led to the first ever riots in Bombay, what metropolitan Mumbai was called until 1995. In 19th century Britain, human and animal vagabondage was much frowned upon, and unknown dogs were increasingly treated as symbols of uncivilized urban cultures and blamed for spreading rabies, because they do. This attitude crossed the seas and landed in colonial India, too. In 1813, a regulation was put in place to allow for the culling of ownerless dogs. In 1832, however, the British administered magistrate of police decided to adopt new measures to control the city's stray dog population. One of these included paying a handsome bounty of 8 annas, or half a rupee, for each dog killed. That might convert to a mere 0.0068 out of $1 a day, but back then it was enough for dog catchers to not just go after street dogs, but also break into people's homes, club poor Tommy, Moti, or Fido on his head, and take the corpse back to collect the bounty. Obviously, people were pissed, and none more so than the Parsis. The Parsis, who had come to India from Persia in the 7th century AD, fleeing religious persecution, had grown to become a tiny but super powerful community in Bombay. They had flourished under the British Raj, which gave the enterprising community not just a chance to run thriving businesses, but also freedom to practice their religion. In return, they adopted the manners, dress, and aspirations that are British colonizers, picking up their love for tea, Oxford grads, and cricket. But the Parsis also love their dogs, not just because they're damn cute, but also because their religion states that dogs are the faithful companion of the righteous across the bridge to paradise. So, when a day that the Parsis consider holy coincided with widespread plan to cull the dogs in 1832, tempers rose to degrees as high as the notorious Indian summer. And so then they refer you to read more, see more about the riot, know more about what happened next in the first episode of Rest is History. So, interesting show we might see a whole bunch about. And everywhere I go right now, I'm seeing the article about Korea, South Korea, talking about banning dog meat in a sense. It's not all the way around, but, you know, a chef meat under the viewers. But I think she's just sleeping right now. She does the nighttime thing, and I was talking to her earlier on the phone. So I think she's probably asleep. You know, I'll be talking to everybody because I'm a dork and I like humans and I like talking to you guys. Not everybody as much as like mostly Beanie Girl and laying on occasion, Chef Mutt Meat every other day, and mostly emailing, emailing everybody. So Gling says, if it was legal to hunt mutts, I would kill them every single day. I hate them that much. Here, here, sister. I would be joining you because fuck those things. All right. We're moving along here. This is an article I had covered, and I want to go ahead and go back over this. Oh, as for guns, it's a rifle. You want something long range. That's just me, and I've said before I'm a fan of the 357, but if you're actually hunting them, like in the manner of like hunting, then yeah, a rifle, but that's just me. Everybody's got to do their thing. I mean, I need a lot of money on bullets and stuff. I think I like Desgraciado's idea of the machete. All right. Oh, boy. Here we go. Some fucking stories about dogs. Surprise, surprise. A more comfortable goodbye? Vets are bringing euthanasia home. This was published as of October 14th, 2021. These are all short, little, tiny articles. But honestly, I've known people that did that years ago, where the vet will come to your house and put the dog down. They just charge you a shit ton to do it. I know someone that was paying someone to come to their house and put the dog down and have it cremated. And they called me and were like, I don't really know what to do. And it's so expensive. And I was like, well, how much money are we talking? And they were talking like, what was it? Under $2,000 for them to come to their house and do the service. And then an additional like $1,200, $1,500 to have the thing cremated. And I'm like, what if they just show up and the dog's dead and you just want them to cremate it? What if we just take it in to cremate it? So long story short, that's what we did. And my friend knew I would do it with compassion and get it done quickly. And then I gave her and the dead-ass dog a ride to the vet, and we dropped it off and got it cremated for like $700 or something, which I still thought was too much, and offered to cremate the dog. And of course, my friend was like, no. Oh, sorry, too soon, right? So Clarence owned this giant schnauzer, okay, for like 8 years. And then she and her husband had also lost their 21-year-old child in a car accident. I don't feel why they need to bring that up, but there's a little bit longer of an article. Let's see. A vet that works with a company called Pet Loss at Home arrived and greeted them, gave the couple all the time they needed before administering the 2 injections, and they cuddled him as they cried. And then, I'll always have a special place in my heart. These private services that offer home euthanasia for pets have been busier than ever since the pandemic led to restrictions on humans inside veterinarian practices and animal hospitals. These fuckers are banking right now. Banking. Because you don't even have a fucking choice. And then what? If you love Fluffy and you decide not to do that and you just have me come over and put a bullet in his brain or whatever, you're a bad guy, Fuck all this. So we're passing this article up because I don't want to hear about these people and their Sally Sad Sack bullshit. Listen to me, I'm so pissed. I get so pissed off about stuff like this. How many of us right now could readily use even a quarter of that money to help a child or someone else out? And these people, they'll do this shit with their pets and have their own kids living down the road short on their electric bill. But I got to take care of Fluffy. Oh, Jesus. October 13, 2021, This fucking dog was trapped for 5 days inside a narrow rocky crevice at a state park in New York City and was rescued unharmed. Although it was hungry, of course it was hungry, it's a piece of shit. Northwest Indiana town passes policies aimed at puppy mills. They've been talking about this for fucking years. California is allowing more canine blood bank walk-in donors. Now, we talked about this the other day. That's why I wanted to touch base on it again real quick. They enacted a law aimed at phasing out one of the nation's largest canine blood banks and the practice of keeping the dogs in the facilities while their blood is drawn. There's a demand for canine blood supplies in California for dogs that are falling ill or need surgeries. Animal rights activists have long opposed the use of these closed colony banks, saying they want the dogs living in homes with caring families and not cooped up in facilities. Why don't people care about children as much as they? I just will never, ever understand. I am as angry as that guy on the Hinge app that freaked out on the dog mom. That's me. I'm that guy. I would rather die than eat a filthy dog. Exactly. Ugh, same, ban all dogs. I wish you all the best that are dealing with this dog shit. I wish you the best, ban all dogs. I know you don't have to live with them, but, put a bullet in it myself. That's what I said. I'll do it. I'll do it for free. I remember telling someone, just buy me a steak. I'll fucking take care of it. All right, another one of these. So they keep banning these people from owning dogs for life. I've watched them take children that have been molested, hit, abused, and given right back to the parents. But, fuck up with these fluffies once or twice. Man banned from keeping animals for life after distressing list of cruelty offenses. Man's been banned from keeping animals for life after pleading guilty to a number of animal cruelty and welfare offenses. Let's see. We might have talked about this one. We did. We covered this one. Basically, this gentleman was abusing different animals, okay, and his wallet was left in the scene, all right? He committed a number of distressing animal cruelty and welfare offenses and disturbing images and videos depicting animal fights, fox and pigs being killed by dogs, and a banned breed of dog that was medicated and trained on a treadmill. So this guy, he's in trouble. Can't do that. Can't fight him. Can't this. Can't that. Straight up narcissism. Exactly. I'm telling you, I fucking can't take it. Okay, let's get back into this. So many things. Like I said, there's so many emails. So many stories. I've said it. Oh, and now look, this story mysteriously disappeared. I hate it when they fucking do that. This was a child who was injured in the attack at Holly Springs Park. I actually talked about that and put it up. Oh, cool. So I did not remember to clear some of these flags. So this is a really good thing. What do we got here? And it's got a sad face next to it. So that tells me it might be terrible. Oh. Yeah. Okay, so this is from the Pitbull problem as well. And it's a post from someone. I had new neighbors move in behind me. I didn't think much of it until I was outside getting ready to light my water heater after changing the propane tank, when out of the blue, a big pit bull runs out of the house growling and running right for me. I screamed and thought, damn, this is going to hurt. But he stopped short because of a chain, not a big chain, and the owner was there scolding him. That didn't slow down his fury, and my heart was pounding in my throat as I got up and staggered inside of my home with chest pains. I loved animals, especially pit bulls. This dog could have killed me. I didn't even light my water heater. I don't know what I'm going to do. Does anyone have any advice? I like to do stuff outside, plus living in an RV requires outside maintenance constantly, and I shouldn't be afraid in my own home. Well, I'd say the first step is to stop claiming that you love these things that are trying to kill you. Just a thought. Just a thought. So that was from Christian from the Pitbull problem. Here's another one from the Pitbull problem. They've been blowing it up lately. All right. I think I have this one screenshotted somewhere, but we're going to go ahead and cover it And she's talking about it, obviously a dog. The owner was there both times and she could barely hold the dog back. I'm going to talk to a manager in the morning. There are 3 little children who live across the street. I didn't do anything for the dog to be so aggressive to me. I was just minding my own business, working in my yard. I don't want to be bitten or anyone else. Besides, children live around here. There are older folks as well. I love pit bulls, they say again, but this is my first experience with an aggressive one. I guess that's why I feel so torn about it. People need to wake the fuck up. And how many times can you look and say this same shit before you're finally like, you know what? I'm starting to see a pattern. Okay. So here's some weird bullshit from the dog world. Want to marry your pet? That's the name of the article. This is from those psychopaths, the dogster, that try to keep up with the dog fancy magazines because everything they do look and act like it. And this woman looks like she's fitting to fuck the dog right in the picture, okay? Want to marry your pet? There's a website for that as of October 15th, 2015. Older article, still disgusting. Have you ever considered getting hitched to your pet? I gotta get rid of this bullshit. Who the fuck? Well, there's a place online where you can do just that, called Marry Your Pet. They're very clever. The remarkable lady behind this enterprise is Dominique Lesborough. We caught up with her to have a chat about marrying your pet. Dogster asked, where did you get the idea of setting up a website where people could get married to their pets? Dominique said, these days more and more people are single. So, relationships are tricky. No, they're hard. But our pets give us unconditional love. This is exactly what I was talking about yesterday. These people don't want to put the effort in. They don't want, this woman, for example, doesn't want a man asking her to make dinner or asking why she's staring at him like that or saying stuff like, shut the fuck up, or did you get into my wallet and take that money? Why didn't the electric bill get paid? Why did I find you in bed with my brother? These are all pesky stories that people can't be bothered with, so you just get married to your dog. Ugh. We never feel lonely with their happy faces waiting at the window. This woman has serious fucking issues. God damn it. I'm single. You know, I feel loneliness sometimes, but I sure as shit don't say... okay. Where's my spray? Remember I had to do this the last time? There it is. A little aromatherapy to calm a bitch down. I've been pissed off today, I'll tell you. Plus, the bond we have with them is so special it requires celebrating. There are too many animals without homes, too many abused. Marry your pet is a new way to start a conversation about this while simultaneously putting a smile on your face and vomit in Ashley's mouth. How many people have gotten married to their pet via your website, you may ask? Oh, Jesus Christ. It's about 100, but I accidentally drowned my old laptop in tea and lost a lot of the original records. What is the strangest pet-human marriage you've come across? It was a woman who married her pig, but mostly people get married to their cats and dogs. For me, it's not an issue as long as there's love and respect, and that the animal qualifies as a pet. What about divorce? Has anyone you ever married asked for a divorce? I would like a divorce from this conversation. So far, no one has asked, but if they did, I'd refuse. Oh, this lady. I'm old school in this respect. You make a promise both to each other, but also to me, and I intend to make sure that people keep it. What's this lady gonna do? Creep up outside of your house and be watching you through the window, making sure you're being loyal to Fluffy? Do you marry people to more than one pet? As long as the pets are the priority, bigamy is fine with me. You can marry your pet if you're already married to a human. You can also marry more than one pet. This lady is a furry. Many people have several pets and love them equally. Gender isn't an issue either. It's the love that counts. Oh, my brain. I need more oils. Oh, God. Who sent me this? Oh, I think it was T-Dog. I'm sorry for whatever I did to upset you. Hmm. Do you also marry pets to one another or only to humans? I don't do pet to pet marriages. That's just not what this site is about. It's about celebrating this incredible bond we have with our pets, and it's also a metaphor for our responsibility to them. I don't consider it a stretch to presume my pet will make will accept my proposal because at the end of the day, I'm responsible for him or her. But I can't begin to make these kind of assumptions about how my pet feels about another pet, and I certainly can't make promises on their behalf. Most people believe that a proper marriage has to be consummated. What are your thoughts on this in view of pet human marriages? For me, marriage is just a promise that you'll be there for someone as long as you live. Bestiality is sick, and I welcome the opportunity to be clear about it. For a human to have sex with any other animal other than a human is screwed up. Other than this, surely the details of any marriage are private. There's so many problems with this kind of thinking, it doesn't even actually bear thinking about. Well, thanks to you, bitch, I'm never going to think again. Brrr. God. Oh. I don't know if I can keep going, y'all. I can't do it. They even call her cat, she used to be married to her late husband. Now she has a dog husband. I give up. They're even asking, you're now planning to marry your dog, Travis. How did you two meet? This is the kind of shit you ask someone when you're genuinely asking them that. Woo! I lost some brain cells. Just some brain cells. Yeah, I've got my ylang ylang. That's what I went for. It's cheerful. Cheerful. I like butter or Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys. Like, society is crumbling. Okay, is the dog underage? It's only a puppy when it's convenient. Annabelle. Oh, yeah, take 5, right? Woo! These people, I love how she's bestiality is wrong. I'm all, okay, moving on. Deep breath. Yeah, pin the Mountain Rose Herbs link. Have you been stressed out hearing me talk about dog bestiality? Does your mom have a golden retriever? You got some bullshit going on in your life and you need to chill out? You know, this is the only reason I don't lose my complete shit because I don't take any pills or anything else. So we have a sponsor that's promoting us. There's the link right there that Beanie just put up because she's awesome. And I'm going to pin it because I learned how to do that the other day. Joseph showed me. So next time you have to deal with this bullshit, get yourself some Mountain Rose herbs, and I can tell you how to make some great shit to keep these cocksuckers away from you. One you can spray in their eyes if you have to. Make the motherfucker go blind. Don't go crazy like me and put 30 fluffies in your hair. Hump some essential oil. They've got shit for quitting smoking and everything else. It's a great fucking place. I love them. And now that my brain is moving again, thank you, Beanie, for that distraction, that much needed distraction. Let's move on. Fuck. Oh, whoever sent me that, I'm sorry for whatever I'd done to upset you. I'm pretty sure it was T-Dog. Let's get into this one. Not surprising article, not as if the first one was surprising. Now my fluffy hair is bothering me, so I'm going to keep fucking with it. Oh my god, I'll get over it. Police says Pitbull bites Amazon delivery driver at a Sharonville apartment complex. And driver wants the owner held responsible, not the dog. This is dog-loving society that we all live in, and that's all they can do. And they know it's wildly unpopular to say something like, I want that dog put to sleep or this and that, because that's bad. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just, if you love it so much, why don't you marry the damn thing? Okay. I'm done. Sharonville police said an Amazon driver was attacked by a pit bull while delivering packages. The driver who was attacked said the woman walking the dog took off with the dog, like they always do. It's more shocking when they actually stop to check on you. Now the driver's arm is bandaged up, and she's taken off the job recovering. Sharonville police are investigating what happened, but the driver said one thing is clear. The dog needs a different environment. Speaking of which, in the Facebook post about Rosie, the old woman I read about with the GoFundMe, someone said, I truly hope that dog gets trained properly. I said, trained properly? Motherfucker needs put down. And the chick who started the petition was like, that dog is dead. And sheriff shot it. And she was stoked about it. I was like, yay. Whew, new environment. I was in shock that a dog ran up on me because I deliver every day to that house. They do have dogs. Many days are delivery day for Turnbow. That's the delivery driver's name. Most would say she's a welcome sight with Amazon packages in hand and a big smile on her face. But her day on Wednesday would drive all of us to tears. Did it though? Everybody's just upset about the dog. Basically, the gash is probably like this big and this wide, she describes. She said a gray pit bull was being walked toward her when she made deliveries at the apartment complex. As I'm walking, I said, oh, your dog's cute. Maybe you should marry it. Sorry. And I kept walking. The next thing you know, the dog ran up and attacked my shirt. So I thought it was just my shirt that had ripped until I realized that it was bleeding all over. Once again, she loves dogs and has two herself. But she said this dog was aggressive, pulling a harness and the woman walking it. He was about 150 pounds. He was a big dog. My dog is 110 pounds, and he is bigger than her. Said the woman took off with the dog afterwards. Turnbow said she called for help and then walked to the front office alone and hurt. I went to the hospital and spent 3 or 4 hours of them trying to figure out what to do next with it because, like they said, it's not repairable. She said she's worked for Amazon for more than a year handling thousands of packages and had never been bitten. If you can't control your dog, then you shouldn't have the dog, Turnbow said. Now Turnbow says she's too hurt to work and frustrated. The woman is left without hesitation. And that could have been a small dog or even a child it would have bitten instead of me. A representative from the apartment complex said they've identified the tenant responsible and they have reported them to the police. They also said the tenant was apparently supposed to be dog sitting, but left town and someone else was dog sitting. Representative said the dog is not allowed and the tenant has a short amount of time to get rid of the dog or they will be evicted. So far, Sharonville police say the investigation is ongoing. Does not appear anyone who's been charged or cited yet. And Turnbow said that she is hopeful the dog owner will be held responsible and not the dog. I don't get these fucking people. How many times are you going to get attacked? You're just like, no, not Fluffy. It's not Fluffy's fault. I'm so sick of hearing that. Hey, WS90, good to see you. God, I hate it. I hate it. Yeah, I couldn't find any more fluffies and I was going to put more in. I was getting pissed. That's what, these days when I'm getting stressed that I start just sticking the fluffies in my hair. How many secret poodle fuckers are quietly watching? Probably as many as the ball-busting dudes that were following me around and putting all my videos on fetish sites. That was a weird one. Hello, fellow dog killers. Dog haters. I pinned the link. I got it. Unless you know how to pin them, then you can do it too. Said, why just poodles? Oh, man. Hey, Jonathan. Good to see you. I'm really glad you weren't here about 10 minutes ago and you got to miss the article about people marrying their pets where I temporarily lost my mind. That's why I use Mountain Rose herbs, so I don't lose my fucking shit. That's it. I've lost it. Like I said, and when I turn into a pit bull and start thrashing everybody, you'd be like, well, Ashley was actually really cool and totally stable until that day she read the article about people marrying their dogs, and then she lost her fucking mind. I think dog meat is terrible. Anybody else here eating dog meat? I have. It's fucking awful. Adoption is lame. Euthanasia is cool. Maybe that's what I'll print up on my shirts, WS90. I've been trying to come up with a good idea of what to put on my shirts. He said, oh, good for you, ban all dogs. I was wondering why you weren't freaking out alongside me. I was losing my motherfucking shit. Woo, I lost my mind. Like, I swear, every time I lose more brain cells. This is an update on another story we covered. The Fort Lupton police officer shoots the pit bull to stop the dog attack. Um, so officers used a taser and then resorted to shooting a pit bull to stop a dog attack. The officers responded to the block of 5th Street Tuesday on reports of a dog attacking a smaller dog. They were told that the smaller dog was being walked by its owner and that the pit bull had come out of the yard and attacked, and attempts by bystanders to stop the attack were unsuccessful. When officers arrived, the pit bull had its jaws locked around the throat of the smaller dog. Police tried to get the pit bull to release its jaws, but once those attempts didn't work, the officer used a taser to stop the attack. The pit bull didn't release until the smaller dog released the smaller dog after several attempts with the taser. That's when an officer fired one shot from his pistol, striking the pit bull. The smaller dog was then released, and the pit bull was said to remain aggressive until it retreated to a nearby porch. Community services officer arrived with a dart gun to tranquilize the pit bull, and the dog was taken to a veterinarian clinic. Why do we waste all this fucking time? Why are they taking this thing to a fucking vet? I just don't understand. Oh, Jonathan, don't make me do it again. I lost my mind and had 50 fluffies in my hair. Oh, I'm going to do it again just thinking about it. No, you don't understand. It was so bad. No, people are marrying their dogs. I'll put the article in the fucking dogs. Abortion should be the law. I will put the article in the description. And for those of you that didn't catch it, I'd suggest reading it and losing part of your brain cells like I did. I mean, I can't. I just keep fuddling with my hair trying to get over the trauma. Like those women that practice sologamy, they perform a wedding ceremony in which they get married to themselves. Why not just masturbate? Why do you have to do this whole thing? And then you have to divorce yourself? What I say yesterday, I was like, until I've been single a long time, because I threw out my hip trying to masturbate, and neither one was successful. But I don't have a dog. I'm not that fucking crazy. Woo! Here we go. Moving on. This is an email I got from a girl that wants to be called Raquel. All right. And I had responded to her. Let's see how this goes. I asked her when she started hating dogs, and this is what she said. She was referred to my channel by a friend. She said, I honestly started hating dogs when I saw my neighbor on Facebook bragging about his German shepherd dog killing animals, and he would film it and laugh. There was this cute skunk in the neighborhood that didn't bother anybody, but the neighbor had to kill it and post it on Facebook. Why would anybody do that to a skunk? It was totally harmless. Now, if it was a grizzly bear, I guess I'd understand, but it's just a little skunk. So he filmed the attack for like 16 minutes, and the skunk was being tortured, and he kept saying, get it, get it. Same way people do when they sick their dogs on people. He always walks his dog unleashed in our neighborhood, and he tells the dog, get it, when they see possums or squirrels or kitty cats. And one day my brother came over, and the dog was off leash and almost attacked my 2-year-old niece. What really shocked me was how unprepared they were. They could not control their dogs. They just stood there. Luckily, my brother acted quickly. They said the dog wanted to play. I am honestly praying that this dog dies. It's always barking day and night. And she says, I said, use the name Raquel if you share my story. And who should I pray to make the dog die? LOL. Is there any God or deity who can listen to my prayers? My neighbor comes home at night, opens the door, and just lets him run around the neighborhood. The dog crosses busy streets like a maniac. I just hope he gets run over. Please don't think I'm evil for wishing that, but I just can't anymore. I don't think you're evil at all. I think I'd hit him. The god of xylitol. I just explained this to someone earlier. I don't think you're evil at all. In fact, if it was me, I'd hit him with my car and then sue the owner with the insurance company from your car and have them fix it. And you're right. The Real X-Star says hating dogs is like hating demons. It's kind of great. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, I think we're about back to our comedy. Health department seeking public help in finding dog that bit person in Centennial Park. This is as of October 13th of 2021. And the article is being very slow, if it ever comes up at all. It might not come up. Maybe that's it. The article's this big. Genesee County Health Department is seeking information about a dog and its owner after a dog bite late Monday morning. That has to be the shortest article I've ever seen in my life. There's like no information, no nothing. Just I felt so bad about slowing down when I saw mud on the road. Yeah. I would poison it personally. I would kill that fucker myself, but it's a felony. Exactly. Well, it's not if it attacks you, so you just remember that. Oh, let's see. So we did that one. All right. So here's one of our celebrations, something to look forward to. Dogs involved in attack on Roy girl are being euthanized. This is as October 12th, 2021. The two dogs that attacked that little girl that was riding her bike, if you remember, she was FaceTiming with a friend, they'll be euthanized. 3 canines got at the owner's yard October 3rd. 2 of them attacked a 12-year-old girl. Several adults saw the attack and went to help the girl. A 42-year-old man was hurt in the process, suffering bites in his hand. The girl suffered bites all over her legs. Chad Everett, the shelter director in Ogden, said the 2 canines, pit bulls, were put in quarantine for 10 days per state law. When a biting dog breaks a person's skin, he said the shelter determined the animal is being unable to be rehabilitated and they would be euthanized later this week. They said neither bite victim needed hospitalization. They were treated by paramedics where the attacks occurred. Animal control officers and police corralled the dogs and took them to shelter. Police found the dog's owners and they agreed to give up ownership of the animals. And the third dog, a younger pit bull, did not bite anyone. It may be put up for adoption. I think that's a terrible idea. Hackworth said the dogs would be issued a summons to appear in court on misdemeanor charges of dog owners, of having dogs at large and failing to license the animals. So, hey, at least these people took this shit seriously. But she did have it recorded on a phone, right? I know. Poor Gling. Yeah, yay. So, small celebration. Okay, here's one that, so I messed up last week, or yesterday when I said Strawberry Lemonade sent me the one article. It was actually Sosano who had sent me, and this is what Strawberry had sent me. This came from a Reddit post. My Siberian Husky attacked me. Shocker. Not even sure where to start with this post. Yesterday, my 1-year-old murder Oreo attacked me. I took him outside for him to do his business as I've done every morning for the last year, and he snapped at me for whatever reason. My mom had to come running to pull him off of me, and he almost bit her too. There was no food around, no toys, nothing. This is the 3rd time he's bit me, and he's bit my mom once before, all times unprovoked. Why are these people doing this? I had to go to the hospital and couldn't open my hand for about 24 hours from how hard he bit me. I don't know what to do. I'm 16 years old with 13, 10, and 3-year-old nephews living with me. They aren't allowed near my dog. But it terrifies me to think of what would happen. The dog's sweet until the wind blows the wrong way, I guess. We can't surrender him to a shelter since my dad is paying him off. He bought him from a breeder. He refused to adopt a shelter, saying they have too many problems. But I just can't keep him anymore. It hurts my heart it's come to this. He's my everything, and I love him so much, but I just can't give him more chances. We've taken him to behavior training classes, and I've worked on him from home. I'd say about since June. He's only gotten worse. I feel like I'm running out of options. I never want to have to put down my own dog, so if anyone knows any alternatives, let me know. Update. Unfortunately, just found out he was bred by Jacob Lambright, a backyard breeder. This sucks. All his information is taken down, and he was raided by the feds and PETA. This is a child, and so I'm glad that they're becoming aware. I'll never understand people. So I asked Real X Star, I think he's still here, why he hated dogs, and I welcome all of the rest of you to email me the reasons, like that specific tipping point, or was it always? Was it something that took place? I'd like to know. Why do you hate dogs? They're always asking us. So I asked Real X Star, and this is what he said. Long story or short, LOL. I used to smoke on my balcony in my last apartment, and I saw always these dog nutters, mostly females, walking on the street with their mutts and scaring children while they were starting to run away, and it was crazy. Other than that, I remember my ex-roommate and his girlfriend were dog nutters. Pissed me off. Honestly, his dog was so dumb and always wanted to eat pizza crust every time I bought myself, and he and his mutt were on me for that. Though I could not restrain myself from laughing when his mutt ate the crust too fast and had one stuck in his mouth, basically nearly choking on it. Though the girl in question, his last girlfriend, was a dog nutter, even though I've slept with her a long time ago, I wasn't much into her because of her dog nuttery. Another long story. Anyways, mutts are annoying in general and so dumb they will run into a skunk and the smell is horrible. Bam. Exactly. Well, and I get it, Christian, but not everybody's always been an animal hater. You've really never been into pets, right? Some people did. And as for a mental illness, um, you know, remember, guys, I've been an animal trainer and working with dogs and horses and everything throughout my life. I totally agree it's a mental illness. But I snapped out of my mental illness. And so that gives me faith that that's what I said, Christian, you've never had pets. It gives me faith that other people can change their mind too, right? But what was it that changed me and made me change my mind so fast? There were a couple things, okay? And like Ling said, she's hated them her entire life. I always disliked them. And in fact, when I started telling people about my hatred of dogs, a couple of my friends I've known since I was 15 years old were like, I always knew you were a dog hater, even when you were working with them. But for some people, it's a tipping point. There's an attack or some kind of problem or something that pushed them over the edge. A lot of times it's dating a dog nutter and realizing how insane they truly are. So if you would like to share your story, please email it to me. Beanie Girl just put up the email. And, let me know. I'd like to share your story. And if you want to remain anonymous, that's totally fine. Hey, Strawberry. Don't blame people for being brainwashed. I just resent the media for putting out all the propaganda and silencing those who speak the truth. Very well put. Because I was one of those brainwashed people. And so, actually, my friend challenged me to that when he was here last week. And he's like, I remember, long ago, like you saying some of these things. And I'm like, yeah, I did say some of those things. There's no shame in admitting that you were wrong. In fact, it's amazing. It's an interesting feeling to be able to say, like, oh, this is something I used to think. And now here I am. So like Strawberry, as was I. Oh, the dogs begging has always boiled my blood, even when I was able to tolerate them and train them. That was one of the first things I wanted to train out of them. As I told people, I used to think like, God, I really hate these things and they're really annoying. What can I do to make them less annoying? That's right. I'll help train like dogs to be better, right? So that I can tolerate them, so that people around us can tolerate them and all the shit. And that just made things worse. It's so funny because one of my customers asked me the other day about it. And I said, yeah, there were certain things, but it was really a lot of things. Okay. A lot of things. And like Strawberry said, that's the thing. I don't understand why people just can't have humility and change their ways. Your life can only go up from there. Exactly. To admit that you're wrong. I've had to admit that I'm wrong several times in life. I hear that not only humans, but women aren't very good at this. It's something I'm always willing to do, and I'm always shocking people with it. I remember an ex of mine said something, and I said, hey, I just want to apologize to you for treating you poorly and not having grown up or realized that, and that you actually deserve better than what I did to you. And if it's any consolation, I have grown from my experience with you, and I'll never treat anybody like that again. And he was like, damn. I want to be mad at you, but you're right. And, thank you. And I'm like, no, I know I caused you a lot of pain. I know I was a super bitch. I've had to admit about being wrong about dogs. I've had to admit that I wasn't always the best parent. As I said, I raised my sisters as well. I was a terrible parent. And wasn't that I was bad or mean to them. I was just extremely ill-equipped. Oh, I love that question, WS90. Who do you hate more, dogs or dog owners? Constantly torn up in that. To be honest, I mean, I feel it's the dog owners. And so if the dogs aren't bad enough with everything they do and the way they act and all their parasites and illnesses and disease and all of this, a whole bunch of that could be squashed if the owners weren't allowing them to do that, right? If the owners weren't taking them into the river to piss and shit and contaminate the water, if the owners would clean up after the things, if the owners would care that we had to listen to their barking 24/7. So it's a tie. That's Hans is right, mostly while I was single for so long because dog nutters are everywhere. And I've been single for years and I don't expect for it to end anytime soon because I can't talk to anyone that doesn't have a fucking dog. The last time I talked to someone and I was like slightly interested and I'm like, wow, we have so much in common. This is so great. And then they're like, oh, so did I tell you about my dog? And I'm like, did I tell you that I really hate dogs? And they're like, hate dogs? No one hates dogs. And I'm like, oh, I do. And I know a bunch of other people that do. Oh, let's see. What was our celebration? We did that one. There was the strawberry lemonade one. Then where's my comedy? All right, look. So I'm just going to discuss these things with you guys for a minute. And then we'll do our comedy and wrap this up. So, no need in arguing. If one person chooses that the dogs are worse than the owners, I could totally agree. I've questioned myself on this many times and can't actually come to, but like I said, the dogs to me wouldn't be, they're terrible. I hate them. Don't get me wrong. But if the owners actually gave a fuck to like clean up their feces, to keep them locked up, to actually leash them, if they didn't get so defensive when you said, hey, the dog's supposed to be on a leash, if they didn't run off with the dog every time it attacks someone, they're always defending the thing and all this shit, I might not be so fucking angry, right? So let's see, Beanie, before we get into the end here, and I didn't see Asher, so I'll just put the petition in the comments. Hey, Bob, let's see. Let's put up the GoFundMe one more time for Rosie, the woman who's had all those blood transfusions and was attacked by a family member's 200-pound dog, of which the family fought off, and the dog was immediately shot and killed. So they need some help. If you guys, like I said, even $2.50, please help them. Both is a great, just always case. So there's the petition. So there's a petition from IHD if you guys haven't. And also, IHD should be back tonight or tomorrow, right? And Jonathan, I also proudly hate dogs. I don't keep it to myself. And then pinned comment is for Mountain Rose Herbs. Once again, if you want to help the channel and help us grow while also buying yourself wonderful teas and herbs and spices that are apothecary grade, and they do bulk prices and everything, it's the best. All right? It is illegal if they catch you. I like the WS90, and I think very similar. So then go ahead and do that. And anything else other than that, like all the pages and shit, they're always in the description. You fuckers, do you know how long it takes me to put all that shit into those descriptions? You guys better be looking at them. I swear to God, I'll stop. And then the one time I didn't fill out the description and someone fucking messages me and goes, oh, I was looking for the article. Where is it? And I'm like, one person. Don't tell me I'm editing these whole ass videos for one fucking person. So let's get into our comedy. This was provided to us by Chef. She likes to send me a lot of my comedy. So let's go on and wrap this bitch up. And this will save a couple emails for the next video. I'm going to just pace myself and be happy and wait for IHD to come back. And be very, very happy to have him back and be able to watch his videos. And I'm used to seeing him, at least on Sundays. And it's been kind of lonely out here. If it wasn't for Dog Free one day or Rational Cleanliness grossing me out, or Ban All Dogs making his funny videos, K9 Critic and different people, I really appreciate you guys. We've made this week a little bit easier. We love you, IHD. So he actually got banned Saturday or Sunday. So that's why I said the other day when someone asked me when he was coming back, I'm like, my assumption would be Saturday night by Sunday night, in that realm. So, hey, let's do it like this, like when they're going to pay you and shit. Monday at the latest, but soon, right? Soon. And I am working all day tomorrow. I'm taking technology break. So if you guys are sending me emails, messaging me and shit, and I don't answer, well, I'm trying to take a break. And spending some time with my son and working all day tomorrow. So it's going to be fantastic. Let's go into our comedy. Oh, yes. Thank you, Rational Cleanliness. Like I said, you guys, just have some bleach nearby to dump in your eyes after you watch Rational Cleanliness's video. And he says he's making another video soon, so I'll be looking forward to that. Tell me if I have to, what chemical product I'll need to put in my ears or eyes next time. Okay? IHD, I don't think he's in the chat. If he is, then he's not chit-chatting, which wouldn't surprise me. He might be watching. But if not, no Michael Jackson jokes, please. Hey, you've only challenged me. I'm like, maybe I should make a Michael Jackson joke. I won't, though. It was rough. Yeah, Beanie even warned me, and I'm like, well, no, I haven't gotten to it yet. She's like, yeah, get ready, dude. And I'm like, why? What happened? Like, and I watched it. I'm like, oh. Yeah, so check out Rational Cleanliness. Check out Dog Free One Day. Yeah, Rational Cleanliness. This is a great video. Did you watch it, man? All dogs? Holy fuck. Definitely check him out, Isabel. Just have your bleach on you. Yes, wear sunglasses and hearing protection. So I said, do I need industrial strength disinfectant for the next video? So, woo, it's a rough one. Let's get into our comedy. I'm going to wrap this bitch up and go relax for the night. Oh, thank you, Chef, for the comedy. Thank you to all the moderators. Thank you. I'll do all that thanking here in a second. Oh, boy. So, I do believe this article, when was it from? Yeah, it was like last year, but either way. 2 Colorado Springs families are speaking out after they say deer attacked their dogs in a local neighborhood. One family's dog got away just injured, and the other dog was killed on the family's front lawn. It is adding to the debate on deer overpopulation in Colorado Springs. Yes, it's the deer overpopulating, not the dogs, right? This encounter happened in the North Carefree area of Colorado Springs, suburban location between the busy Academy and Power Boulevards. We have seen plenty of deer, all right, she says, and she's dealing with the loss of her dog. Despite heavy residential and commercial development, neighbors say there are a lot of deer. Both dog owners say they thought deer were not much of a threat, and now they think different. I would have never thought in a million years my dog would be killed by a deer. I mean, it's crazy that it happened, and it happened to me. Looking out the window, she spotted a doe and 2 fawn crossing the street to her next-door neighbor's yard. She stepped out with her little boys to look, but lost sight of them and went back into the house. She did not realize her 7-pound Yorkie named Mr. Stompy had gotten out while the door was open. Minutes later, a neighbor was at the door. My neighbor was pounding on my door. Come here, buddy. Come here. Sorry, there's a little beetle in here. Come here. Little fucker. Come on. He wants to make his way up to the computer. My neighbor was pounding on my door saying that my dog was on my lawn, taking its last breath because the mother deer had stomped him to death. Neighbors who witnessed the incident said little Stompy did not bark and was calm, but the doe apparently thought he was too close to the fawns. Word of the deadly incident spread the neighborhood. It prompted Shauna Simmons to speak out about a clash with deer that happened in her backyard a couple months back. She let her 40-pound bag of shit out into her fenced backyard. She did not see the 2 bucks that had jumped over her fence, and they were out in the yard. Seconds later, she heard a scuffle, and she went running. He was trapped under a deer, and the deer was kicking him. I tried to get the deer's attention, waving my arms and stomping my feet, and finally, my dog got loose. She says her dog limped for a couple weeks, but it's okay. Now, both dog owners question the safety of having a high number of wild deer in the neighborhood. I question the safety of having a high number of vicious scavenger predators running the neighborhood. I feel that the deer are not afraid of people. At this point, they're so used to being around them, I'm worried they're going to harm another animal or a child. Smith says she's formed an opinion about the possibility of thinning deer populations as discussed by Colorado Springs City Council. I think absolutely something needs to be done. They're overrun. They're pests at this point is the way I look at it. I feel that way about your dog. Okay? You're all about animal rights, this lady, because she's a dog owner. Animal rights means dog rights. They don't give a fuck about anything else. First, let me say, my family goes out to the family that lost their little Stompy, said Colorado Springs City Councilman. He's one of the council members tasked with studying deer population. We've heard of neighbors losing pets to coyotes and etc. This is the first time I've heard of anyone losing a pet to a deer. He said the pet versus deer incidents will now be part of the discussion. The city is already considering how many deer are in city limits, related traffic accidents, concerns of predators moving in, disease, and environmental impact. All of that same shit could be applied to these fucking dogs. Flat out. All of it. It's just infuriating. You're scared of deer harming children. What about dogs? That's what I said. That's what I said. And see, that's why I was like, where it's like funny that the dog got stomped to death by little Stompy, got stomped to death by the deer. But personally, I'm sitting back like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? Like getting rid of the deer is stupid ass Colorado. Exactly. Minimum 6% bleach. Oh, Gling, it's disgusting. It's not disgusting in a way. It's like I said, it's needed. But you might give it, check it out. You might not be able to. Yeah, dog overpopulation. He is a beast. Yeah, deer run out in front of cars. Mutt bite your kid. Exactly. Colorado. Anna says, I'm getting a deer. It does it. I'm getting a deer. Let's kill and shoot deer to control the deer population, but God forbid we control the dog one. Exactly. Oh my God. Said womp, 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 womp. Hey, Asher. Good to see you. Oh, man. Yeah, we were just about to wrap it up. Thank you, dear. You're my power animal. Neighbors, the neighbors did LOL and blamed it on the deer. Yo, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the exact same thing. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Fuck Fluffy. Thank you to all the moderators. Kittens, I know you're there. You're just always so quiet and well-behaved. Gling, Beanie Girl, Isabel. Guys, I appreciate y'all so much. Asher, that just got here late, but that's no big deal. She was sleeping. Fuck Fluffy. Yes, J-Red, all of you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Probably won't see me again until like Monday or Tuesday, unless for some reason IHD isn't back by the end of the weekend. Then I will, I'll do another video. Much respect all. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Yep, take care. Good night, everyone. Much love. Take care of yourselves. Don't forget about the link to Mountain Rose Herbs. Helps the channel. Please donate to Rosie if you can, even if it's a couple bucks. Join the Facebook page if you have shitty Facebook. And, all that other shit. Protect yourselves. Humans first. All that other shit we like to say. And until next time, I appreciate every single one of you. Take care from the bottom of my dog-hating heart. I appreciate you.